So, I've heard about all the things that the sponge dork has done to my son Plankton and Bubble Bass, huh? Well, guess what? He is definitely going to pay. So, you know what I'm going to do is? I am going to go on over to that sponge dork's house. And then, so that way, Professor Gordon Plankton, can get that sponge dork. And hopefully, he won't have to deal with going after my son Plankton nor Bubble Bass ever again. Alright. But how exactly? That's it. Today's the day where I'm finally going to go after that sponge dork today. Yeah, that's right. Because I've been seeing a lot of things he did to my son Plankton and Bubble Bass. When I was a young lad, I used to have Plankton when he was a babe, ever since he was a baby. Until my wife Marine Plankton passed away years ago. But why? Why would that sponge dork think he could just get his palmy little hands on my son and Bubble Bass? But don't worry, I'll be on my way to go after him, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll finally destroy that sponge dork and his friends too. Time for me to go. Man, I can't believe about what Bubble Bass did in the last episode. I know, right? Where he tried to disappear the living daylights out of me? What the heck is wrong with him? Yeah, what kind of a monster is he to just kidnap our friend Patrick and then disappear him? Yeah, that jerk. I just can't even seem to find out who's worse, Plankton or Bubble Bass. Well, I'd say Plankton is worse because he's always after my formula every single day, non-stop. Yeah, but don't worry, Mr. Krabs. We'll always be on guard to look after the formula, so that way Plankton won't have to steal it as much. Yeah, Dad, Sandy was right. We are doing everything we can to keep an eye on the formula so Plankton doesn't steal it. Yeah, right you are, Pearl. I know, but hey, at least we rescued Patrick by defeating Bubble Bass, Sonic, and Knuckles, and then that's what matters. Well, that's for sure, because I just kind of wish Plankton and Bubble Bass would finally get to be more nicer, instead of being a jerk to me all the time. Yeah, I know, SpongeBob, but I'd swear if another villain does that, then I'm going to be super toast. Hey, Patrick! Take that back. You are never ever toast, even if there was another villain who does that, okay? You're right, SpongeBob. I take that back. I take back what I said. It's just that I'm just worried that if another villain shows up for being a jerk to you, then I don't know what to do. Then I might as I might as well not know what to do anymore. Hey, look, Patrick, look. We're doing everything we can to take out Plankton and Bubble Bass. And if another villain shows up for being a jerk to me all the time, then we're gonna be on our way to take them out too. Yeah, you're right, SpongeBob. Thank you. No problem, Patrick. That's what friends are for. Well, that's for sure, SpongeBob. Because we're good friends here in your house. I mean, there's nothing we can't do. We're all, like, no matter how many times a villain shows up to it, so we will always be there to save the day and stuff. Meow. Yeah, that's true, Squidward. And, huh? What is going on here? Who is banging on that door? Greetings, Sponge Dork and friends. What is that? Plankton and covered in white fur? Now hold on, before you freak out on me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Professor Gordon Plankton. And Professor Gordon Plankton, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing at SpongeBob's house? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, I'm glad you asked me that, you stupid starfish dork. Oh, hey, well, that's very mean. Well, anyways, I am here for that sponge dork over there. What? What is with everyone going after me? Gosh. Yeah, Professor Gordon Plankton, why are you here for SpongeBob anyways? Well, because I've heard about what that stupid sponge dork did to my son Plankton and Bubble Bass lots of times. You kept on hurting them. So that's why I'm here, to take you out, Sponge Dork. Well, that's what Plankton and Bubble Bass deserves for going after me. Professor Gordon Plankton. Don't you dare make any more excuses. Otherwise, I'm going to kidnap you and then break the living daylights out of your nose for the rest of all eternity. Oh, heck no! That's it! You're out of here! Wait, what? No, I was only kidding! Of course! Now that's what I thought! That's what you get! Ugh! Thank you, Sandy. You saved me. Hey, it's no problem. That's what friends are for, SpongeBob. Yeah, and then on top of that, even if Professor Gordon Plankton comes back to life as another villain again, then we won't let Professor Gordon Plankton attack you. Ooh, yeah. And I've heard about what they've been saying at the Shadow Puppet Toy Graves' construction site lately. Really? What about it? Apparently, they said that Professor Gordon Plankton is Sheldon Plankton's dad? Oh my gosh! First Professor Gordon Plankton's son Plankton was after the formula. Then Bubble Bass was out to it to go after me, and now this. Can't this day get any worse? Ugh. I know. Tell me about it. Well, listen up, SpongeBob. We won't allow any of those villains attack you, nor the formula for that matter. Well, that's right. Well, that's right, Pearl. Well, hey, at least I saved you by kicking out Professor Gordon Plankton, and that's what matters. Well, that's for sure, Sandy. Well, anyways, guys, it's about time for us to figure out what we're going to do in the meantime, now that Sandy has finally saved me by kicking out Professor Gordon Plankton. All right, SpongeBob. Oh, curses! I almost had that sponge dork, and I would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for that stupid little squirrel dork getting in my way for kicking me out. So, this is going to be my little hideout, huh? But don't worry, I'm finally gonna come up with plans here. So that way, that stupid little sponge dork and his idiotic friends will finally pay for what they did. But don't worry, I never give up, and I never ever will. You hear me, Sponge Dork and friends? Next time I see you, you're going to be done for. Finally. And I'll finally avenge my son Plankton and Bubble Bass too. So that way I could finally team up with my own son Sheldon Plankton and Bubble Bass too. So, my dear son Sheldon from the My Little Sponge on the Run series, if you're watching this, me and you should team up with Bubble Bass against that sponge dork and his idiotic friends for what they did to you and Bubble Bass, my dear son Sheldon, or else it's the last thing I do. So, Sponge Dork and friends, watch out. I'm coming for you. Well, anyways, it's about time for me to figure out my next plan in the meantime. Alright, guys. Well, it's about time for us to figure out what we're going to do in the meantime. Now that Sandy has finally saved me by kicking out Professor Gordon Plankton. Alright, SpongeBob. Shout out to Jacob, the SpongeBob SquarePants, and Hailey's On It fan for this idea. Well, anyways, it looks like that there was a new tournament who comes to life as an introduction to our new villain, and that is Professor Gordon Plankton. That's right. He is the father of Sheldon Plankton and the third villain from the My Little Sponge on the Run series. So now Professor Gordon Plankton is now officially the third villain in this series. But, well, anyways, it looks like Professor Gordon Plankton has finally heard about all the things SpongeBob has ever done to his son, to Professor Gordon's son, Sheldon, and Bubble Bass. So then, of course, Professor Gordon Plankton has finally revealed his true colors by busting right into SpongeBob's house to kidnap him and stuff. But then, of course, Sandy has finally saved the day by kicking out Professor Gordon by kicking out Professor Gordon Plankton. And then SpongeBob was finally safe thanks to Sandy. Well, anyways, so will Professor Gordon Plankton finally get his revenge against SpongeBob for what he did to Plankton after all that time ago in episode 1 of the My Little Sponge on the Run series? Or will, of course, SpongeBob and his friends will always save the day by taking out Sheldon Plankton, Bubble Bass, and Professor Gordon Plankton? So that way, those 3 villains won't have to deal with going after SpongeBob ever again? Stay tuned for more of the My Little Sponge on the Run series episodes. Sayonara, mina sensei!